We go in and we're now sitting there and love songs start playing. Love songs start playing and we begin to look at each other in the eye, almost realizing that it is. We've just broken up. We're in a herbal store. We've gone upstairs. We're sitting on mini furniture and we've just had a herbal experience and we spend the next hour crying while looking at each other in each other's eyes, knowing that it's over. This is that story. So I promised you that I would tell you a bunch of things that happened in Bangkok. This was one of them. So after we had broken up, I had basically realized we're in a place where we've broken up. My birthday's in a couple of days. Then we've got another week to spend here in Bangkok. And then we've got another 2 weeks to spend in Los Angeles. We've already had sex with several other people. We now are still sleeping together, but emotions are rampant. Emotions are rampant because we kind of realize we're both in love with each other. It literally just doesn't work. The timing of it doesn't work. Nothing wrong happened, if that makes sense. And what a lot of people don't realize in relationships, a lot of people sever ties or that was bad, that was bad, that was bad, I'm never talking to you. And whenever somebody does that and somebody says, I don't talk to my ex, for me, that's actually a big red flag. Or how they speak about their ex-partners. The reality is for majority of situations, probably there were certain things that didn't align and you're not able to communicate it. So you have to have sort of the brain power to communicate it. Or you guys sort of balanced separately and ended up having separate goals. Or somebody cheated, somebody did something which had infidelity, and that's fair enough. And that could be your that could be your red flag. Hey, you cheated on me, we're gonna have to break up and now we don't speak. But even when I had an ex-partner cheat on me once, even though it was devastating, I was like, look, she cheated on me, it was horrible. Obviously she has, stuff going on and whatever that was going on for her, but obviously with that, that's a deal breaker for me, and for me, I couldn't work past that. Though, years later I did. Anyway, point of story, we're in Bangkok and we're feeling high emotions. Now, me personally, with my emotional regulation, emotional stability, I don't know. With my emotions, I'm able to go, okay, well, here's the relationship. It's over now. I've confirmed after many days, I was like, there's no way that we can work something out, that we can even, would you be willing to put in a structure so we can make it, make things improve? No. And because she said no, I believe that, the way we think is just different. The age gap is too different. She's not looking at solutions mode. She's looking at, nah, exit. I just can't do this. I can't keep hurting you. Cool, fair enough. I sort of respect that as well, but at the same time, not really. If you're the love of my life, if you were older, if you were wiser, you'd understand that there's things that you are worth fighting for necessarily, but because the person hasn't had as much experience, she may not realize what's worth fighting for or not worth fighting for. Anyway, we're in Bangkok. We've gone to a herbal store to check out from emotions, basically, because she is starting to occasionally cry hysterically. Then she becomes nasty to me. Then she gives me a hug. She goes through a cycle of grief emotions, 3-4 emotions, all in the space of 20 minutes. And I'm like, babe, you're being nice to me, babe. We can't do this. Can we be civil? We can't do this if we can't be civil. So, cool. So we start to lean more onto food. We're like, okay, we'll go to 7-Eleven, we'll have some toasties, we'll have this, we'll get baked. So in Thailand specifically, herbs are legal, right? If you know what I'm talking about, herbs are legal, the smokable kind, not everywhere, but they're legal. So we're like, you know what, we'll just lean on that. Bangkok is a very interesting city, even though it's hugely polluted, it's kind of got a GTA vibe to it. It's like GTA Thailand. It's like Japan, but messy and grimy, grimy, Thailand, but in a city. So it's fucking cool. Point is, we walk into a herbal store and we're like, we're gonna try a dab. Now, I do not recommend, I don't condone this, I don't do any of this, but maybe I'm not even telling a real story. Like, I'm a good boy, I'm a good Russian Jewish boy. I wouldn't ever touch anything that's intoxicating, right? But maybe we did. So in this case, we did. There was a dab. A dab is when they take a concentrate of the stuff that is on the herbal, on the actual nugget of herbs, and the active enzyme, which is THC crystals, and they put it all together into a sort of a wax. So they actually just take the crystal that gives you the psychoactive effect, they put it all in a wax, and then you go just smoke that, right? And they put it in a whole like rig, in a whole glass thing, they heat it up. It almost feels like they've turned herbs into crack, and it really is. So cool. Anyway, we do this thing in front of the store owner because I was like, look, I've never done this before. And even though I've done herbs for a long time, I was like, I've never done this before. Not because like, oh, I've never been interested in it. I know what the experience is. It's just a heavier hit, heavier at the time. Cool. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've smoked anything of large substance or anything like that. So we hit it, I cough, she coughs, to the point that our hotel room is literally maybe 50 meters away from this store because there's stores everywhere. So we're in this store, we're like, where are we gonna go? So we go, we can't leave. We can't leave, and we're like, do you have a chill out spot? So I grabbed a bottle of water, purchased a bottle of water, good business, right? And then we go upstairs. We go upstairs into their chill room that they've created, which is actually quite light, quite cool, right? It's a small room and it's got mini furniture in it. And in the background, there's gentle music playing, calming music. But as luck would have it, the dab itself was so huge that we both sort of enter a mild psychedelic experience. Really mild, but still mild, like really affected by music, really affected by everything. Everything's sort of moving, everything's happening. So we go in and we're now sitting there and love songs start playing. Love songs start playing and we begin to look at each other in the eye, almost realizing that it is over and this love is over and we're losing our best friend. We spend 24 hours together, 24 hours together almost for 2 years, every single day. We've traveled, we've moved houses, we've just done everything. And, you know, we sit there and we cry. We sort of take turns in crying. Then we're both not crying, then she'll tear up, then from her tearing up, I'll feel her emotions and then I'll cry. Then she'll cry harder because she sees me crying, and then we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Horrible experience. I don't know why we do this to ourselves, but therapeutic as well, like in a weird way, like therapeutic. Anyway, a couple of hours passed, or maybe an hour or so that we were sitting in there, and then we were finally mustered up to be like, okay, I think we can move, and we genuinely did move, and then we left back to the hotel room. But, you know, we spent majority of the rest of the Bangkok time. We did go to 2 Michelin star restaurants, which I'll explain probably in the next one. And we did a few activities, but what she did is she leaned heavily on food. She started leaning on alcohol as well, and I was like, I don't even drink. I drank with you once or 2 nights, and that's it. I was like, holy shit, I am just me. Who am I? I don't drink. I don't do any of this. This is poison. I'm just gonna be a good boy because genuinely, like, I know that this is gonna affect me horrifically. So I didn't do that, but we did lean on food both together, and she gained 15 kilos in 3 to 4 weeks. So, which is just to show that it is so easy to use food as drugs, as a way of checking out. And what people do and what people don't realize is when you overeat specifically, what happens is, for a lot of people, their opioid receptor gets triggered. Opioid receptor is the thing that is like heroin. It's a good, comfy feeling. The way I used to describe it is overeating we overeat so much until our body is under so much strain that it quietens our mind, right? Because we need all the energy from everywhere in our body goes towards what the hell is happening here. We've just overeaten. We need to put this anywhere. So we don't have as much energy in our mind, so that de-stresses us. And that's actually what happens. So you're putting your body under a massive load to put a stress stimulus on another side of your body, so then you can decrease your stress. That's why working out works, right? You're putting an immense amount of stress onto something else other than your mind, and it clears your mind. They're both the same. But anyway, I think that's useful, right? Overeating is really just using for that. And she knows that. I mean, she's with me. She knows that. She can see that. She still chooses it. She still does that. I continued working out and moving, and you know, that's the story. Anyway, it's morning here. We're in Brisbane. I am one day away from flying away to family, which is tomorrow, which is nice and early in the morning. I'm gonna go see family. Haven't seen family for a bit. Gonna still obviously keep filming, but my family has said, for now, in general, when I asked them years ago, they want to stay out of the social media spotlight. So I won't necessarily be speaking about them or showing you them, but because they're open to their privacy, and that's another thing to get right. Communication between humans. You can have your own needs and you can communicate your own needs, and if your own needs impact other people, you've got to be like, hey, I want to do this. How is this thing going to impact you? What are your guys' requests around me doing this? And they can, you know, say their piece. But anyway, that was Bangkok. So that's where I'm at now. Where I'm at now, it's day 4 of me being in a clean diet now and exercising. Feeling decent and feeling at least good and in control of my health. And I think there's a lot to be said when you're in a period of down. In a period of down, you must get a few things that you can control, right? And they shouldn't be hard things, right? Can I control my business tripling? No, I can't. Even though I think I can, I can't. Can I control going to the shower every day? Yes, I can, right? So it's doing things that are impossible to not do. Unless you're like dead, you can't not do them. So therefore, by grabbing a few things that I can control, so I can control my diet, I can control my exercise, I can control my inputs filming, I can control my inputs in cleaning up my house, in looking after myself, in showering, as silly as it is when you get emotional. Like I missed a shower or two throughout these 3-4 weeks in like overnight, because you just like, man, I like, there's no point, but there is a point, because that feeling of helplessness, that feeling of sad, even though I'm still numb and I feel that, it's nice to be able to say, at least I've got that under control, at least I've got that under control, at least I've got that under control. And the things that I have under control, over time, if I keep doing them, they only make me feel happier. So if I keep exercising, it makes me feel happier. If I keep exercising plus my diet is in check together, I keep looking better and feeling more vitality and energy together, right? So my nutrition is better. I came home and I immediately started smashing probiotics, getting my gut flora, fauna correct, basically making sure bowel movements were correct, like literally flooding my body with nutrients and then reducing the calories and now keeping a high nutrition content, but still low calories and moving around. So I feel in control, and that makes me feel and present this way, but underneath I'm still very numb. And a lot of people after breakups or in high emotionals, they go, no, I'm just so awesome. I'm just gonna get shredded, or I'm just gonna attack a new mission. And that was me, right? And what you're not comfortable with saying is, I am really hurting. I'm using this as a coping mechanism for the time being, though this is important to me. I don't know what the future holds, but right now I'm hurting and I just need a hug. And I fucking do need a hug. So that's That is what I want. I want a hug. I want somebody to hug me. I'm gonna start hugging cafe people. I've done that before when I've needed human connection, but I think I'm gonna start hugging, new people. I think it's gonna be nice. I'm just gonna hug people. It's gonna be nice. We're gonna do the hugs with everybody, and happy birthday. Anyway, I hope you're well. I will see you in the next one tomorrow. Peace.